London Fog. That's in honor of Juniper because she was a little bit foggy in the armadillo and she lives in London. Now London Fog is Earl Grey, my favorite tea, and it has cream and lavender and a little splash of vanilla in it. It's quite delicious, but again, you have to actually like tea. We are on day 4 and we have met Niko officially. And if you go to, like, see, in my book, it's on page 43. Your book, it might be a different page, depends on the edition. But I was quite shocked. Were you shocked? This is not what I thought Niko was going to look like at all. I did think he was going to look a little different than our Americanized commercial version of Nicholas or Santa, or even some of the other Nicholases. Yes, some of the other saints that I've been familiar with over the time, like the Russian version or the French version, the German version. He didn't look like that at all. So I was really surprised. And you're going to have to tell me your thoughts in the comments about what you think about Niko. I do feel a drawing coming on, a doodle of Niko, but that's not an immediate thing, but it's coming. Now, we got a ton of words, ton of words. I'm not going to do the pop-ups today because I'm going to leave you with horticulture. You're going to go figure out horticulture. Let me know what you think, what you discover about horticulture. And my 2 words, which were really interesting that I will share with you. Well, actually, I have 3 of them. Okay, the first one, ban jinxed. I totally did not know this word. I had to look it up. As someone who keeps a dictionary within within arm's length. I actually have another one over here too, so that's another arm's length one. Yeah, I didn't know that word, so I had to look it up. Turns out there's a good reason I didn't know it. It is an Irish slang word, and this Irish slang word does mean slang for ruined or incapacitated, which is what she did to the armadillo. Now, the next word that I have on my list to share with you, oh, no, I have 4 of them. I can count, really, I can. Burrow. Burrow is not a very common American word, but is used in larger cities like New York. Now, I've never lived in New York, but I know a lot of people refer to boroughs in New York. Chicago has boroughs. I don't know that they are actually considered or called boroughs. I've never heard anybody say that except a New Yorker living in Chicago. So, but it does apply based on the definition. Los Angeles, no, we've never referred to them as boroughs there, though barrios, but I don't know that that's the same meaning, though that is a Spanish word, but it might be related. I'm gonna have to look up the etymology on that one. Now, what it does mean is a group of neighborhoods, like a district. Could be a town, but that's the dictionary's definition, saying it's a district or town. Maybe a town does apply, but district is much more applicable in this situation, and in the cities that I've mentioned. It has its own local government. So there's like a council or some aldermen who are specific to the laws and the implementation of these laws. They usually also have their own neighborhood police department. So you can go to a local police station instead of the main police station. So that's why I say Chicago does have them, but I don't know that they refer them to as boroughs. Now, we have lorries. Lorries is, again, another British word. We call them semi-trucks in the United States. So they're just the big trucks that take stuff to the grocery store. I was going to say Kroger's, but you might not know what a Kroger's is. That's Ralph's in California. But it's, it's going to take you to the groceries, take the stuff to the grocery store, take all the stuff to Walmart and Target that we don't need, that we buy all the time. So she was spotting lorries. That little analogy there was really cute. Concise. This is my favorite word. I love to use this with junior high and high schoolers, though my high schoolers seem to never remember what it means, especially when we're writing essays. But concise means to say something in a very specific manner, precisely, clearly, and briefly, keeping it short. So, concise, brief, but comprehensive. Use as few words as possible, but make what you're going to say clear, which is exactly what Juniper was going to do when she talked to Niko, and yet didn't. Okay, horticulture, that's the word you're looking up. And Juniper lost her mind. Why? Because she's, well, worried, fretting. She's worried, so that makes sense. And also because under tremendous stress and in such conditions, the human brain wants nothing more than to switch itself off. She's definitely switched herself off. So in this case, on this page 41, this is when she fell asleep in the armadillo. But the whole climbing out the window so that she could climb into the armadillo after she messed with its mechanisms, a great word, to make sure that it was broken and that Niko would come. And that leaves me to a lot of questions there, because this is my main question for us today, as if Niko knows what people need, and he came and he saw, and he even was like, I know you're looking at me. So that's kind of crazy. If he knows all this, then somehow doesn't he know about Junie's situation? Especially since he's friends with Duchess. Somehow there must be a connection. He must know something. What does that mean? Does that mean this is outside of his abilities? This is something he can't do? Or does this mean that he won't do it? And if that's the answer, then why? So there's a really big question there of, if Niko knows what people need nearly about the time they need it, maybe he knows before, because he gets things perfectly matched, like the flue for the chimney, which needs to be customly fit to the chimney. Is this not a need? Is this not a need? Maybe that's what this is. It's not a need. Maybe she doesn't need. There goes my speaker again. Sorry. Okay, so then question number 2. Okay, where is the right place to look? So at the end, it gives this weird clue about, but Juniper wasn't looking in the right place. And this is after she's chasing after Niko to catch him, and she doesn't see any like indication that he's walked through that area. Juniper's super smart. And I mean, she figured out which mechanism to pull that wouldn't completely break the device, but just enough to break it so that he would come. Which, that right there, okay, so he knows that it's broken and he came? What? That goes back to question number 1. Mind-blowing. So, if she's so careful and thoughtful, how did she miss where he was? She wasn't looking in the right place? That's weird. Now, my bonus question is the cloud game. What is your cloud game going to be? You get to invent one. She had a very specific one. I'm thinking planets or flowers, and especially since right now it is the Christmas season, I'm thinking Christmas. So if you see a snowman out there in the clouds, you get a point. I'm going to come up with my list. So I've got snowman, candy canes, Christmas trees, star. I don't know what else yet, but I'm going to make my list. I'm going to make my points. I think candy cane is going to be the hardest one, so I think that's going to be on my highest point. I mean, obviously it's just going to look like a cane because the striping would be really difficult, unless we have the contrails going over that day. Okay, so our questions. Niko, he knows it. Why isn't he responding to Juniper's needs? Where is Juniper not looking? Where could Santa, oh, I just called him Santa, Niko, be, because we don't know that he's Santa officially, but I think he is, and cloud watching game. Okay? And I will see you for day 5 tomorrow. Good job, secret agents.